This is Iowa, bud. World's largest truck stop.
It's one of the bigger truck stops.
It's the biggest.
It's the biggest truck stops.
You got everything in one stop. Food, the shop.
Showers, laundry, haircuts, dental, chiropractor.
Ooh, there we go.
You might be here for 30 minutes to 34 hours.
Men have probably gotten divorced coming here because we spend a little too much money.
It's hard to find places that treat drivers like human beings.
All the people I meet, they are very nice. I feel pride to be American.
Trucks stop, the world stops.
Yeah, they don't drive, nobody eats, man.
We are the backbone to America, to the world, and the last few years have been really tough.
I'm afraid that if we vote one way, I'm gonna go bankrupt.
Politics kind of bums me out. I don't know either way that they're gonna do good by truck drivers.
The election this year is very important.
I think it's going to determine whether or not we as America will be able to continue as a free country.
.09 now, the morning show with light rain and 60 degrees in Iowa City and clear skies. Attention being paid tonight to Philadelphia, where the presidential debate will be. There's something else.
A lot of people say they're going to be tuning in tonight to the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. In fact, the only one that's scheduled. And NPR PBS.
Have a magnificent Tuesday, okay?
Thanks, Doug. You too.
All right, take care. Coming up, Andrew Sutsky, WQAD, Storm Track 8 Weather Impact Center.
Are you going to be watching the debate tonight, the presidential debate?
I'll watch part of it, and then I'll get angry and I'll turn it over.
I think we need 2 new people to vote for.
I said it all along. I wish we had somebody to vote for.
Well, I'll be working all night. I don't know if we'll put it on the TV or not. That could cause arguments in here.
I'm 73. I have never been so worried in my entire life. I kid you not.
I don't think
I think I've never been so worried in my
I
entire
think that
life
too, yeah.
about what we're going to get for a president.
I love our country. I love living here. I love everything about it. And I am worried about the government.
I try to stay out of politics, actually. I'm retired military, and you just don't play politics. And I just try to stay out of it. If you want a duck, get a duck. I'm not paying that price, though.
I'm Angel, aka Ducky.
My name is Jason. I go by Ghost. I've been driving for a little over a year now.
I have had my CDL for 2 years. With having a special needs son, every election is important. How it's going to affect my family and our earnings and everything else, instead of voting by my heart, you got to look at all of it.
My name is Jared Gaiman. I've been driving semi-trucks for just shy of 2 years. The president is like one person in DC. I mean, I have the mindset that I'm just going to adjust to whatever happens.
I will actually be out of the country on election day. I'm kind of glad. Yep, I'll still vote. I just won't be here for all of the aftermath. Because you know, no matter what happens, there's going to be lots of people that aren't happy, right?
I appreciate a key finding there. People want change. That's a big deal in this election. In this new poll, Harris is seen by more people as the candidate who wants change. I will note there was a New York Times poll where more people said Trump represents change, which just underlines for me that this is a 50-50 race.
Taylor Richardson, I've been trucking for 12 years. I'm hoping we can build this country back the way it used to be. The last few years have been really tough.
My name is Jason, and I've been trucking for just shy of 4 years. I won't lie to you and sit here that I really follow politics, because, man, I remember being a kid and you didn't hear nobody talking about their political affiliation, and it never gotten to a point where even having a conversation about it, stuff got ignorant. Everybody's tired. Doesn't matter what side you're voting for. I haven't heard much of anything from any of them.
Okay. All right, thank you. I'm Tabitha, he's Austin. He's been trucking for about 28 years. I've been with him about 10 years in the truck.
I've driven a lot. I'm right at the 2 million safe mile mark. That's how you get all your goods. Trucks stop, the world stops. Yep. I mean, your groceries, everything comes on a truck at some point.
But when I see a truck rolling down the road, that's the economy moving. I've hauled ambulances, pieces of equipment, you name it. You need trucks. Can't get away without them. Trains don't pull up to the grocery store.
The debate tonight, by the way, in Philadelphia, economics and economic policy, the odds are going to be part of what is discussed in that coming up.
3-inch, 150, just for that little thing, almost $150.
Right.
Screw it.
Everybody's struggling. It doesn't matter what type of job you have. Everybody is struggling to make ends meet. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
So you think it's slowing down any?
Right after COVID, it slowed down.
I've never not made money, but is that one time in that Trump window where, you know, there might be 250 loads in a place and they only had 100 trucks, so they were calling you and you were getting to call the shots. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, step up on the platform. We're going to go face down, though.
I'm afraid that if we vote one way, I'm going to go bankrupt. And then if I vote the other way, I feel like I may put some money back in the bank. Last time Trump was in office, I was able to put money back, but when Biden got into office, I lost money.
What we're going to do is just push that hip right in.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. The majority of the trucking world is very conservative, but, you know, I meet all different kinds of truck drivers. I just want whoever gets elected, keep the trucking industry moving. If the trucking industry slows down, then I slow down, and I don't want that to happen.
My name is Ron Holt. I've been trucking now about 25 years. It's not a life for everybody, but you can make a good living. I ask anybody, are you better off now or were you better off 3.5 years ago? People want to be able to save some money instead of going to the grocery store, spending $200 and walking out of the store with 3 bags. When 3 years ago, $200, you could walk home with 10 bags.
Whichever way you vote, hopefully whichever candidate you vote for can turn the economy around and has the American people's best interest.
The last 3.5 years, it's paycheck to paycheck, and as a truck driver, it shouldn't be that way.
It is a hard job. Everybody thinks trucking's real easy. All truckers do is sit all day. This job will wear you out mentally, physically, depends, you know.
So how long have you been trucking?
7 months right now, actually.
Okay, so very new.
Yeah, just started.
Well, it's a sedentary lifestyle, so back pain kind of goes with it. They don't get out of their truck enough to stretch and walk around, and that causes a lot of problems with their back. Head back. There we go.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I've fallen somewhat out of shape. Like I used to work out every day before I became a trucker, and it's like tough to be consistent with that. So it's taxing.
The food out here is not always great. It's a lot of fast food that causes cardiac issues and diabetes, and we see that a lot in the trucking industry.
A lot of it's mental. Up until recently, I was doing 3.5 months out. I've gone pretty long at a time without seeing home.
There's times, you know, my son, my oldest son, he just had a JV football game last night. And it's the first time the team's won in 6 years, I think. And I missed it.
How long have you been a trucker?
About the same thing.
Oh, you're thinking.
46 years.
Wow. So what kinds of things do you feel like you've missed out on being on the road driving a truck?
Being home when the kids were young.
Well, that's a heavy load to carry, though, you know, when you're trying to support a family.
The thing is, I feel if you don't take care of them when they're young, when they get old, well, they may not want you then. And I was even actually out on the road when my next to the youngest one was born.
Aww.
But they say you need the truck, so what are you going to do?
My wife used to tell me that I have a hard time falling asleep at home. She's very pretty. You gotta have a good woman who understands trucking to be able to do this.
You gotta be able to be away from your family and your friends and all your loved ones and do your job and be able to come back home, and that I'm out here for them, and in the end, hopefully they understand that.
Tonight, the high-stakes showdown here in Philadelphia between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that
And Donald Trump certainly should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women
you could do abortions in the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th month, and probably after birth.
No state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
Well, look at last night. Now that was a hit job if I ever saw one. How could you not see when the people asking the questions, running the debate, are like, you know, pretty much saying, hey, Trump, you're a piece of crap. Isn't that right, Kamala? You know what I mean?
Because nobody's fair.
You know, huh?
Nobody's
no,
fair.
they were definitely not fair. And then they were fact checking him on the spot, but they didn't check her one time.
I think one of the problems is our media. It's hard to know what the truth is. You know, this one is Republican, that one's Democrat. You're going to hear totally different stories on each one.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to try to get unbiased information.
Yeah. Did you catch any of the debate last night?
Yes, I did, and I only lasted through half of it because I don't think there's a lot of truths that are actually being told on TV right now.
And for us as Americans, we don't want to see both of them acting like kids up there throwing a temper
I would
tantrum.
totally agree.
His ideas as a businessman and stuff I thought were great for this country. And I still love Donald Trump. But you can't sit there on TV and act like an idiot.
So he needs to tone it down a little.
Yeah.
I agree.
You got to be a leader.
I
You have
agree.
to be an adult.
I agree.
I was Democrat for a long time.
My whole life.
And then I switched to Republican.
I'm not even a Republican. I'm MAGA.
Things were better before Biden. I hope the Democrats lose big time.
We have to vote.
No, I know.
They fully intend on stealing again.
It was only.
Yeah.
I almost feel like the government's betraying us, betraying the people. I never thought I'd ever say that.
Yeah, I think all we want as Americans is a fair election, and that there are no shenanigans going on,
Sure.
right? So that everybody's vote counts. There aren't any extra votes, should we say?
Well, I'm always going to vote for the populace. You know what I mean? Whoever's for the people, that's who I'm voting for. Democrat, Republican, Independent, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I voted for Trump last time. I'll vote for Trump again.
A lot of different attitudes in what happened in the debate. Joining me now in the newsmaker line.
Appropriate questions about Kamala's position. What is she going to do with the border? What's she going to do about
trustworthy? You know, Trump continues to have these edges on the economy, immigration, and
Worrying about Trump, he's going to close the border. We don't hear up here half as much of what goes on as you do down in Arizona at the border.
And I see all that stuff. I see the illegals running across the interstate and the border patrol helicopters flying around, just getting approached, you know, by guys in cars asking me if I want to make a little extra money. But if you're along the border states,
I can work
it's absolutely terrible.
I've been trucking for 46 years, and I've never trucked one day without a weapon in my truck. I've never went unarmed in a truck.
Yeah. This is a very highly dangerous profession.
There's not enough training right now in today's in the trucking because we're having way too many accidents because they can't speak English.
What about the immigrants voting? What do you think about that?
No, what do you think?
I would prefer they didn't if they weren't, if they're not Americans.
They're not American citizens. They don't deserve to vote.
I would agree.
Yeah, so my home is in Bakersfield, California. So I'm from India, Punjab. You can find peoples all from the world. They are like all the communities. They are driving truck, and some of my friends from Punjab, and they are here and driving truck. Mostly all the people I meet, they are very nice and cool. While in trucking, I can see the beauty of the America. I feel pride to be American.
It's all within the margin of error. This race remains a coin flip.
NPR's Domenico.
You know, America's got her problems, but there's definitely some love for our country still. I would say I hope that after this election cycle, no matter who wins, everybody takes a step back and realizes that celebrating politicians really isn't the way to go. You're supposed to elect them. They're supposed to help you out. They work for us, you know.
When you're talking to people about anything aside from politics, everybody's so kind, everybody's so loving, like we all love each other.
Yeah, you get away from politics, it's a different country.
Seeing all over the United States and different people.
All over the country.
All over the country. And I think that's what makes, trucking great, because...
You ever get worried you won't see it again?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the freedom of being in a truck helps us see the beautifulness of our land still.
That's a lifestyle. I mean, it means everything to me. What more could you ask for? I mean, I get paid to see the world.
Whoever does get elected, I hope we can come back and get back to people actually caring about people. Just yesterday, I seen a school bus full of kids, and every single one of them kids was hanging out the window, wanting me to do the old hand pump, and we see that, puts a smile on our face. It really does.
I think America is a great country in the world. America gives me everything, what I want and what I need. So that's why. God bless America.